It is dark 30 a.m. Good morning. None of my local coffee shops were open, so I had to do the last resort, grab me some Starbucks, and I am here early today to deliver one of the last 3 holiday cards I have left. Nope, there's actually 4, but 3 of them are going out the door today. One of them is actually getting picked up early this morning, and I didn't get it finished yesterday, so I'm here early to get that done, and then we'll get cranking. Also, it's like 39 degrees this morning. It is spectacular out. This is Florida. We don't normally get this cold. I'm going to soak in every second I can. The shop is chilly 58 degrees right now, it says, and I love it. It's going to warm up. It'll actually be a great day to print, but I'm going to take as much of this cool weather as I can. Okay, so I know the press is really loud. I've got the pulley is loose, and every time I tighten it, it gets loose again. It's keyed in, it's just rattling on there. It is what it is. I got 1,000 holiday cards out. Let me get those. These were 2-sided foil with a registered emboss. It's a raised kind of platform for the foil to sit on. The emboss happened last. These were a little bit of a challenge. I think I mentioned the dye migrated on these, but I'm really happy with how they came out. They're for Power Pull for JL Marine. Those are out on their way to Tampa right now. Working on a business card. I've got 350 other holiday cards. They're photo letterpress duplex that are going out shortly. It's been crazy. Well, today was an interesting way to start a day. Started off with a flat tire. Hold on a second. Just enough tape that the suckers don't catch when they're passing through with a mist sheet. Or without a mist sheet, I guess. My tire was flat this morning. Had to go get it replaced. It was on its last leg anyway. And then I show up, and they're removing the flower beds outside of my studio today. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they're going to replace them or if they're going to make it all walk-through parking. That would actually be really awesome because they're totally in the way. But there is a ton of loud machinery competing with the presses and all that stuff too. It's quite a day. Things are cranking in the studio. I am checking stuff off my lists. It is awesome. I am hoping to be totally caught up real soon. I'm looking around for something because I want to talk to you about something. It is December 3rd today. So now that I'm telling you that, I actually have to put this stuff out pretty quickly. It's December 3rd today, which means it is time where all the media places are asking, what are the trends for 2019? What are the wedding trends? Oh my goodness. Without sounding, okay, I'm going to sound smarmy. I couldn't care less about trends. Trends, they don't matter. I'm aware of them, but my goal isn't to follow trends, it's to make trends. And so, I don't try to pay too much attention to it. I know the geode cake, when Rachel made that first cake, it was amazing. And then even the bakeries in my small town have geode cakes in their windows. And, the boho chic thing was huge, and maybe it's not now. But I really couldn't care less about trends for a couple of reasons. One, if it resonates with you, who cares if it's on trend or not? If it matters to you, who freaking cares? The reality is a wedding is supposed to be a celebration of the two of you and your love and your tribe and your community. And if you love mason jars, then freaking put mason jars in your wedding, and you can do mason jar Lux if you want to. If you really love geodes, put a geode cake on your table. But if you don't care about those things, why on earth are you following trends and following Pinterest and just pinning everything you see and using that? Or worse yet, hiring a professional who guides you towards that. Don't even get me started on that crap. But there is a trend that I'm seeing in 2019, and I'm going to predict it right now. I think the era of annual and biannual wedding trends is over. Seth Godin, in his new book, This is Marketing, refers to the idea of the Ratchet, and it's a similar approach here. It used to be that couples would see a wedding that had been published in a magazine or on a wedding blog. The photos had been finished 6 months before that. The wedding was 3 to 6 months before that, which means the planning was 8 months before that. And you're 2 years out from when the wedding was planned before you're seeing it. We don't see that anymore. We're seeing near real-time changes and reality in weddings. You watch Insta stories of people that that are great wedding planners or that are getting married that you love, that you aren't necessarily close enough to attend to their wedding. You're seeing those details in real time. You're seeing the way a celebration is executed and experienced in near real time. And so you can then turn around that night and text your wedding planner and say, hey, I want to make this change for our wedding in X months, whatever is within your wedding planner's whatever you're still in the design part of planning your wedding. But that timeline is shrinking. It's not years anymore from the time we see a trend set to the time we see it, in its full glory. I think we're going to start seeing trends in 3 and 6 month cycles way more than year cycles. And so this is the year that trends should start, hopefully, to matter even less. Trends are cool and all, but I have a friend who we talk style a lot. And one of the things that he talks about is he wants that in decades from now, when someone sees a picture of him, that they don't know what decade that picture came from. Simply because his style is so uniquely his and so timeless. Think about the clothes that you wore in the 90s or the early 2000s, or maybe it was the 70s. It's really easy to spot what decade those pictures are taken in because the trends were just so blatant. I think this is the era of weddings where we start to see all that stuff go away, where couples are focused on weddings that are just uniquely theirs, not because they're on trend. And I'd still love to set some trends. I'd love to set the trend of rusted steel wedding invitations. But what makes this invitation so cool is that Joan's a builder, and this invitation, this is a material that she uses on a daily basis as a part of her livelihood. She's multifaceted, and tying in her work to her life, to her marriage, that stuff, that's gold to me. And so, these flecks are flowers from her garden. So that when Joan and Dan's guests got this, they knew whose style it was. They knew that it belonged to them. They knew that it couldn't have been anybody else's. And so, it'd be super cool if steel wedding invitations became a thing. And here I am, I haven't seen anybody else doing this. But more importantly, it's cool that Joan and Dan did it because it made sense for them. And that's all I want to do for my clients is make stuff that's so obviously theirs, even if it's something they had never seen before. And so that's what I'm going to keep working on. I hope that other wedding professionals continue to do the same thing. Let's worry less about trends and more about creating something truly meaningful for our clients. All right. Well, my buddy John and I have an art show this weekend. We are setting up for it in a couple days. And so I'm going to get out of here. I've got some envelopes to overnight to a client. And then tomorrow I'm going to be back working mostly on the art stuff. And it's going to be bonkers in here. I will see you soon. Talk to you later.